And welcome back inside the Aztec Athletic Center. Craig Elston now joined, quite obviously, by the athletic director, Jim Sterk, here on our signing day special. We'll branch away from just the kids who have signed their national letters of intent today to take a look at the overall health of a robust athletic department. And don't forget, you can find all the bios of the kids who have signed their national letters of intent to be part of the next Aztecs 2012 recruiting class right here in our recruiting central area. Coach Sterk.
They call me that, so that's fine.
Athletic Director Sterk. What an exciting time on campus. I mean, you came in, you talked about this being a sleeping giant of a program. The giant has awoken. And right now, I get, as a San Diegan who spent over half my life here, the response from San Diego State athletics, from the community to San Diego State athletics, it's unlike it's been in my lifetime.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. It's obviously with football going back-to-back bowls and then basketball hitting historic levels and wins last year, and then coming back in a rebuilding situation. When those two visible sports, that are ones that are in the media a lot, are clicking, it really helps the overall program. And there's a lot of other things great going on with Beth Burns has reloaded and is, I think, 12 wins in a row, undefeated in league right now, and is looking and poised to make postseason play. Our women's swimming program went for the second year in a row undefeated, 19-0. Women's water polo is ranked 8th. Softball's ranked. Baseball's starting up. A lot of great things going on, and so it's a fun time to be a part of this program.
Yeah, and it's funny because about 4 years ago, the headline we used to say is, look at all these great programs. Look at what's happening at San Diego State. Don't just look at football. Don't just look at basketball.
Yeah.
There's so many great other athletic programs going on. But you know what? When you do have the guys that are the banner carriers leading the way, it actually elevates everyone else, and now you do get that attention paid.
Yeah, and part of that, in December we had big news moving into the Big East and Big West, and in Times Square they had a welcome to New York and the Big East with San Diego State and had pictures up there. It's neat, and the national media has started to pay attention. And when I came here, as you said, you called it a sleeping giant, and I really felt it was poised to take off. The program, when you have facilities and you have quality individuals leading the programs, that good things can happen. And all I tried to do was help give them the resources to be able to do that and facilitate that. And it's really been a fun time, an enjoyable time, and we want to continue the growth of the program.
Well, you talk about so much excitement on campus, and at the same time, the backdrop of the crazy realignment going on in college football. And I'm just wondering, from your perspective as athletic director, what it's been like to be the pilot of the ship in the storm, so to speak, because everyone's been wondering what port every school was going to land in, never mind San Diego State.
Yeah, and I think with us, I think with San Diego State, I think we had the marketplace, the programs were doing well, and so we had something really positive to offer out there, and institutionally. With we had, I think, 69,000 applicants for this next year's class, one of the highest in the nation as far as people applying to get into San Diego State, and a lot of our programs have reached a national level, and so it's athletics is helping showcase what's going on academically, and academically it helps us athletically. So a good synergy going on with the university and overall, and then you don't have to sell San Diego too hard as far as a great place to be. So I hear people talking this week, at the Super Bowl, when are we going to San Diego again? You hear them on the news being interviewed that it would be great to be back, and so I think we had that and a lot of changes, obviously, over the last couple of years, and it's due to the television contracts that people were poised to negotiate, and the Big East will be renegotiating theirs this September, and it's a good time. Last week, Navy announced that they were coming in, and it adds value, and we obviously added value. Boise, Houston, SMU, Central Florida. It's a neat time to be a part of that, and I think football can be a national. People say you're crazy being in the Big East, but really football is the one where you can do it. We shouldn't travel any more to the east than we did this past year. We went to Army and we went to Michigan. That's about what I foresee in the future of being in the Big East, what kind of travel it would be. Otherwise it'll be west, traveling to Dallas, which we have done before, going to Boise, which they're in the Mountain West right now. So it'll, I think, be very similar as far as travel.
And when you look at the entire athletic department, Coach, I'm going to do it again. Jim Sterk, our guest athletic director. When you look at the entire program, people talk about that football travel. They talk about, oh my gosh, you're going to travel in the Big East. But when you move all the other sports to the Big West,
yeah.
It seems to me like cutting out the trips to Wyoming and to Fort Collins and adding instead going to bus league, essentially.
Yeah.
You're saving across the program probably a lot of travel expense.
Yeah. There'll be a little spice with Hawaii mixed in there, so
sure. Well, that's fun, right?
But that's a positive, and then you go to Santa Barbara, you go to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and those are pretty good places to travel to, and we want to make sure that we do it right, and we'll have some customized buses and make it the Michael Jordan League, when he went to AA, and make it fun for our kids to be in that. But I think it can really work out, and I think people don't understand also the altitude, and they wonder how we lost to Colorado State. The kids had no legs left. They had played at 7,000 feet, and then they were playing at 5,000 feet for the second time in 4 days, and so that's a tough road trip. And then when Utah and BYU were in the league, Kawhi Leonard last year would physically get sick at every game of altitude. And so you have those situations. People react differently to altitude. So that'll be really, really good. And then a lot of our programs, like with baseball, softball, they're in a more competitive league than what they're in right now. So a lot of positives moving forward in the Big West as well.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention that before we wrapped up because, like you said, and I think maybe even misinterpreted some way, people said, oh, is the Big West a step down for San Diego State men's basketball? To me, if you're winning your league and you're playing, very good schools like UC Santa Barbara, Long Beach State, it's not like the Big West is a weak league. But you look at baseball, the Big West is the premier conference for baseball in the country. I mean, you are taking on the heavyweights, Cal State Fullerton, UC Irvine. These are programs that are perennially challenging for the College World Series. An exciting challenge for Coach Quinn.
Yeah, I think he's really, he said this is our BCS league, it really is, and for them. So they're excited about that challenge, and they're looking forward. I just talked to the team yesterday, and they're all wide-eyed and ready to go for the 17th when they open up. But I expect great things from them in the future in the baseball program. But getting back to the Big West in basketball, I think it also gives us opportunity to be on a national level that we haven't been as much. We're starting to now with the program being nationally competitive, but there are opportunities made for TV events that we'll be announcing in the near future here that help with that, and you combine that with a good league, good quality basketball that we had overtime wins, and actually I think the Big West had 6 signature wins. The Pac-12 had 2 in the preseason. So it shows you that there's good quality basketball in that league, and it'll be a challenge for us as well when we move in there.
And 20 baseball games coming up on television.
That's right. Spring. Yeah. It's really neat to work with Cox 4 and put those on, and it'll be great. People be able to watch some college baseball on there too as well.
Well, the San Diego State Athletic Department and all the different programs being highlighted. A lot of excitement here around campus. And again, we're here mostly today to talk about the football program and signing day, and obviously the excitement coming up in the fall. And we all know how great men's basketball is doing. But go on out and watch Beth Burns' team play. Go on out and watch a team that's won 12 in a row and support all the rest of the incredibly successful programs here on campus. It goes beyond just the banner carriers. It goes beyond just football and men's basketball. There is tremendous stuff, winning student athletes having outstanding success both in the classroom and on the field. It's happening everywhere here on Montezuma Mesa, and thanks a lot for helping us to spotlight it.
I couldn't have said it better. Thanks, Greg.